Welcome back to Meet Your Neighbor. We are at the Endoscopy Center in Lafayette today visiting with Dr. Jacob Breaux for Colon Cancer Awareness Month. And today, Dr. Breaux, we are talking about the different methods for colon screening. What are some of those methods?
Yeah, and so I'll kind of go over the ones that are typically done because there's some procedures that we don't have currently in Lafayette. So the main ones are going to be the stool-based test, which are typically either checking for blood in the stool or abnormal DNA in the stool. There is a CT colonography, which is an imaging test, which is not yet offered here in Lafayette. And then there's the gold standard test, which is the colonoscopy, where you're getting to go in and actually look not only for blood or for colon cancer, but to actually remove precancerous polyps.
And what are the pros and cons of each method, or why would you recommend one method over the other?
So the stool tests they're less invasive, which is nice. Patients just give a stool sample and bring it in for collection. They are more frequent, so the blood-based ones, you have to do it every single year. Some of them you have to bring in multiple samples. For the DNA-based tests, it's every 3 years, but those tests are only going to be for cancer detection. So you're not really preventing things, you're just kind of finding it after the fact. Whereas the colonoscopy, it's the only test that's for colon cancer prevention, so you get to remove a lot of those lesions. It is a more invasive as far as you have to do a preparation and get sedation and have a ride the day of the procedure, but if it's normal, you don't have to do it again for 10 years.
And that's why that is considered our golden standard for colon screening. And we've talked about this earlier with some other doctors here at the Endoscopy Center, but let's just reiterate, when do we need to start these screenings?
And so for average risk individuals, so if you have no high risk, you would start at 45. The gold standard would be colonoscopy, but the other options should at least be discussed. Of note, if you do have a high risk, and say, for example, you had a mom that had colon cancer in her 50s and you have to go at 10 years before her diagnosis or age 40, those tests that I said for the stool tests, those were for only average risk, so those tests kind of go off the table. And now, colonoscopy is even more strongly recommended. So definitely 45, but if you don't know your family history, it's good to get that information. And then also talking with your doctor about any other cancers that you may have or conditions that may put you at a higher risk that push colonoscopy, even more, but also at an earlier age.
Yeah. Some more great tips and reminders here at the Endoscopy Center from Dr. Jacob Breaux. Again, this is part of our Test for Life, so to get your test kit, visit our website, klfy.com.